Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, Jeff Lewis Live. Thank goodness I don't have naturally greasy hair because, woo, this hair needs a washing, and I'm not sure how that's going to go because I still got to try to figure out the whole shower thing. Lately, lots of whites and changing of clothes often, that type of thing. And obviously, I'm sitting in the air conditioning. So, anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new, we love to hear from you. Love to hear what you have to say. So, get comfortable in comments. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. What is that? I just hit something. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to me. I would very, very much appreciate it. Let me get the comments going. By the way, I did hear from Michael Riley. He's had a lot of people, a lot of visitors, company visiting this week. So he's had luncheons and such. And so he did text me, all is fine. So I told him I hope his ear was itching because, everybody's been asking about him. Yay. S says, hooray, rare that I could be part of a live. By the way, I just had to tell someone how to do it on my Instagram Messenger. And I was like, all you do is click. I guess I thought it was just as easy as an Instagram Live, but I realized if you're more comfortable with a certain platform or social media, you probably know how to join an Instagram Live. Maybe you learned about it from Doug Buden's Cooking Kibitz, like I learned about Instagram Live. But with being on YouTube, if y'all are here, you already know. But if you're listening as a podcast and you haven't yet figured it out, even on my Instagram stories, I put a link, and all you do is click on that link. And then as soon as you do, it comes up live. And if you watch it later, the same link works as a replay. So anyways, just wanted to let y'all know. Love that y'all are chatting in the comments. I see a lot of old OG names. Welcome, welcome. And I see a lot of newbies. So welcome, welcome. Okay, we are going to chat about Andy Cohen Live. He is fresh in Orlando, although he's on a jet plane, meaning a regular ticket. Yeah, he took a regular ticket on JetBlue to get back to New York City soon, probably for the long weekend. But I was bummed to know. I probably sort of should have known, because one thing about Andy Cohen is he loves him a vacation, and his show, Watch What Happens Live and Andy Cohen Live, does a really good job of taking vacation time. So they probably do it more around his schedule than everyone else's. But I do think it's nice that they just all get off all at once. That way everyone can know and book their vacations and time off and things like that. And it doesn't really affect the shows. But to that effect, Watch What Happens Live and Andy Cohen are off for the rest of the week. So all next week. So everything else that will be recorded or will be aired on Watch What Happens Live will be replays. So, oh, I love that. Krista says Pepper and Quinn need to be on Cooking Kibitz every session. So, and those are up. So if you miss one, they stay up on Doug Buden's Instagram. So go to Doug Buden, DOUGBUDIN Instagram, and all of his Cooking Kibitz are up, so you can see it all. But I know that he was at Carrie and Todd's house last week, and there was a few people there, although I'm forgetting who it was now. Thank you, Abby Duck, reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up button. He, she, it, they, them is number 30. So when y'all don't have a very distinguishable first name, being male or female, then I don't know what to call you. So I'm just going to say he, she, it, they for Ivy Duck. Anyways, okay. So, and then we will of course chat Jeff Lewis Live. Fortune Feimster was on with Doug Buden. We were all wondering what she would say, what she would choose not to say. And then Carney Wilson and Ryan Bailey were on the second show. So we will definitely chat about that. And Jeff gave us an update on his house that's being under, I say remodel, but it's way more than a remodel. I mean, it's literally been years now. It's crazy. Anyways. Ivy Duck is a sassy gal. I love that. Love that. Love that. Yes, Alyssa Donovan was there at Cooking Kibitz also, but I feel like somebody else. Like, obviously Doug, Alyssa Donovan. They were at Todd and Carrie's, Pepper and Quinn. I guess because Jeff had mentioned that he was coming by, the people said he never ended up coming by because of the traffic. Anyways, I guess more people were mentioned. So, anyways. Oh, and Chaz Dean came. Okay, I'm forgetting Chaz Dean. Uh, anyways, so Andy Cohen Live, they had kept talking how that last week they were even talking about flying down to Orlando during the week, even Jordan. So the producer that is on, if you haven't seen it yet on Andy Cohen's Instagram, he put up a little story. There's a picture of him and Andy and Jordan, which I'd never seen what Jordan looks like. Then there's a video where he's in the studio for Orlando, and then there's big picture window that overlooks, what do they call it? Kind of like Universal Studios, like the walk around, kind of like, what's it called at Disney? Disney Studios. No, the place where you can walk around, it's kind of free. There's restaurants and shops and whatever, but you don't have to have a ticket to get into Disney or Universal. Whatever that street is, they've redone it, and they could look at people on this Main Street USA, Bridget's saying. Okay. And they were kind of making fun of some of the people that were out, and they were showing people. I'm like, look, you got to realize not everyone knows you've got a podcast going on. And one was a set of kids taking a picture with, oh, it wasn't Minnie Mouse, because it's not a Disney thing. It's obviously Universal based. So it's all the Marvel and the Scooby-Doos, anything that's not Disney, it's basically that. So anyways, but it's kind of funny because we finally got to see a video and a picture of what Jordan looks like. So I just wanted to see what she looked like. He hosted once, so I don't feel like he did a cooking kibitz. Raquel says Jeff has such a huge house, but he never hosts. So he did remember when he was dating Chef Stu, and Chef Stu went live every Friday night and cooked? He did let Stu do one, maybe two of those there. And then I feel like he hosted a Memorial Day party, like, gosh, maybe as far back as like 2022. I can't remember. Oh, wait, are y'all giving me Kelly Dodd tea? Annie says Kelly is now talking to her dad and not her mom. Oh, gosh. I assume y'all are talking about Kelly Dodd. No idea. That's sad. I know she has highs and lows with her mom. Krista says, I called it. Monroe will never want that mural by the time they move in. Oh, I know. I mean, she's 8.5. It's Disney mermaids. It's, I don't know what yes, Disney Springs. That's what I was trying to think of, Jay Duffy. Disney Springs. I don't know what kind of mural she's going to want, but she might not even want a mural. She might want a lime wall. One of my daughters begged for lime colored walls for, I think, her 10th birthday. Her 10th birthday, she wanted all new big girl furniture, which is what she still has now in that room. And it was very expensive, and she wanted the walls painted lime. Well, I think they've been 2 different colors since then, and she's only 21. So, it's probably the easiest way to change up a bedroom. Our bedroom is now, if you can see this wall, it's like an ecru, or I don't know, that's more of a gray. It's cream. I don't even know what to tell you. But when we first moved in, we had it painted this, I don't know, I loved the name of it. It was something very romantic, and I loved that. Anyways, but our room has been 2 or 3 years because we've been in here 20 years. So I do think she will want to do that. Yes, Raquel says when they're 10, they think they're adults and don't want anything on their walls to match. Yeah. I've also had it where the kids want like one accessory wall, or we have one bedroom where it's got chair railing that I added. No, 2 bedrooms have chair railing that I've added. And it's been like pink and then purple on the bottom. It's now gray, I think. The other room, I can't even we have so many colors in our house. The other room up there is, I think it's a dark, deep red, and then a taupe above it. I can't even remember. Anyways, but who knows? Okay, so Andy Cohen Live, and then we're at Universal, this resort trip. It sounded like a big influencer trip. I mean, they're talking about seeing JoJo Siwa there. I forget what other celebrities. No, Howie Mandel. I mean, it seemed this mishmash of who all was there. Basically, anybody that could come, talk about what a great time it was, experience the rides, influence other people to want to go on rides were probably invited. I hadn't heard a lick of it. So I think it's brand new. Have no idea if it's related. We have been to the Universal Studios in Orlando. We've also been to Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland in California. But in Universal, it's got two different locations to where, like Disney World, you go to, I'm forgetting all the names, whatever they are, this one day and you go to another one day, or the park hopper where you can go back and forth. And I think all this changes from year to year on, what they let you do as you're buying your tickets and such. But I guess it's called Epic Universe now. And the whole gig is they're saying, welcome traveler. So everyone that comes, they're like, welcome traveler. Anyways, it was super cute. You can see all of the public walking by. It was very early in the morning. I guess it was probably 10 a.m. when they were doing the show in Orlando time. But, they were kind of making fun of the Betty Boop and maybe characters that tend to take pictures on the sides of, New York City, on the streets of Las Vegas, on the streets of Hollywood Boulevard, and obviously on this Universal area. They were kind of making fun of that. So I think once they catch wind of that, I don't think they're going to love that part of it. But a very cute part, Andy was talking about the other day. He's talked about this driver before. So, he takes he takes the subway a lot of days to get from his house to get to work at SiriusXM. He doesn't necessarily talk about how he gets to watch what happens live, but that might be the part where he has a driver. Or at the end of an evening, if he's had drinks, he probably doesn't want to go, on the public subway system where it might be a little dicier. We know he walks his kids to and from school. So he talks about this driver, I forgot his name, that he's had for like over 10 years. And just randomly the other day, he asked him about his home country that he goes to in Africa. He says, "Oh, are you going to go to your home country this summer for a few months?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think I am." He's like, "Oh," he goes, "Yeah, he goes, "Actually, I'm all packed up. I'm taking everything." Andy Cohen, I think because he was so startled by it, I think because he's actually wanted this driver to be his full-time driver, and it's never been given to him as his full-time driver for some reason, but he just has this relationship with him. He talked one time about how the driver really started loving the Grateful Dead and like listening to it on his own and talking about it. It was very sweet. And he starts crying, but then he's like, "I can't believe I'm crying over this. I didn't expect to cry over this." Well, Jordan and John are there going, "Well, it doesn't surprise us. Like, you're pretty like," and I think it's all him being a dad. Like, I think you just get in your feels more with like relationships. He's got two loving parents, a loving sister, lots of friends that are like family to him. But I think knowing this driver for over 10 years and realizing, wait a minute, I don't think this guy's coming back to the States to work. Like, he might end up staying there, and this might be the last time I'm seeing him. It was very, very sweet. Let me know if you listen to it. Shockingly, I let people know in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group that Watch What Happens Live and Andy Cohen Live weren't going to be live next week. And somebody was like, "Who listens to Andy Cohen Live?" And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, I feel like I talk about Andy Cohen Live almost every day. Like, I really, really love him and John together. And I especially love that John is trying, I think, to move back to New York City. So he's spent weeks on in there a few times this year already. And the rapport is even better. We're in the same studio. I don't feel like they're as bitchy with each other. There's no technical issues. I feel like they're more a partnership than where like Andy is like 90% everything and John just sitting in this room by himself, so I love it. Jay Duffy says, "Today was the grand opening of Epic. Yesterday, they had all the news stations there to cover it." Yeah, but I was kind of surprised that they did fireworks first thing in the morning at like 7:30 as part of it. Like, maybe it shouldn't have been fireworks because I don't know how fireworks work during the day. Like, does it show up at all, or do you need the nighttime sky for that? I don't really know. I do know it woke Andy up. He didn't sleep well. And then he kept talking about all the other executives that probably were up late and out late and such. I thought that was very interesting. Heather says, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for our dear darling Sarah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't think so. No, I'm sure he's here legally. I'm sure. Your best friend Liz says, is the driver being deported by ICE? I don't think if you're deported, although I don't know the rules on that, I don't think you get a chance to like, pack up your belongings and leave like at your leisure. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like I do too. Krista says Sarah promotes the podcast, promotes Andy and John all the time. Yeah. Anyways, Kay Kitty says, I never listen to Andy live. I don't find him that interesting. Good to know. And that's why we can all have our different opinions and yet state them here, because we can definitely have different opinions here. I thought she was so cute. Sandy says to Dana, his barista was so cute and shy. I didn't even think she was that shy. I thought she was a perfect personality for the first time. So if you're not sure what we're talking about, which when Andy said he goes and gets his Starbucks every morning, I'm like, I thought he got coffee in his bagel from that other place they talk about. I forget the name, but I've been there in New York. He talks about it all the time. It's right around the corner. It's not a Starbucks, but it's a very trendy name. And I thought he was saying for the longest time he gets Jordan to go pick that up now, so he doesn't even go inside. But of course, since it was for an ad and he did a paid ad on Instagram the next day, it was all about this Starbucks summer drink coming out. And she was basically there, his personal barista, to be behind the bar on Watch What Happens Live. But it was a paid situation for sure, because he did an ad the next day. I mean, we could see it was a paid ad for sure. Oh, I love that. Heather says, Michael Riley, I miss you and hope that you're well. He is. He's just hosting Friends this week, so he's been busy with that. Toasties. Thank you. That is the name of it, Judith. Toasties. He talks about it all the time. So does he get his Starbucks from Starbucks, and then he gets his bagel from Toasties from Jordan getting that, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I love that. Diane says, I missed Michael's participation today. I'm going to let him know. Everyone misses you. I told him, everyone has been asking how you are. Have fun with your company. Even Andy and John were in Orlando for the Epic Universal launch, because he lives in Universal, obviously. Krista says, how is your foot today? You know what? I almost took some Advil about an hour and a half ago, because it's the top part of the foot. Like here's the toe. Here's all the toe. I mean, I've got 5 toes, I guess. But anyways, the top part is kind of starting to throb a little bit. But then I thought, no, let me just plow through this. I'm really trying to drink a lot of water and flush all these medicines out of my liver, because I'm not a big medicine person. I don't like. So I had to be on pain medicine for a few days. Then I went on a less strong pain medicine for about 36 hours. Then I went off pain meds completely. Then I was on, at that same time, I was on nausea medicine to help with those side effects. And I was also on 5 days of antibiotic 3 days a week. So I'm just trying to get everything out of my body. So all of these, I can get to be the healthier person that I am. Ooh, the Rhonda Rockstar show. I love that. It's City Walk at Universal. They have new parks opening. Okay, so this is brand new. Like, where did they get the space for it? I feel like they don't have any space left over there. And so is there a world where they want people to still buy the 2-day passes or multi-day passes, whatever, to Universal, but then also to this new one called Epic Universe? Like, I don't even know. It's kind of crazy. Oh, don't let the pain get away from you. Take an Advil, sister. Well, I do have it right near me just in case I decide. So I do have my little travel pack. It is starting to throb a little more. Now y'all are making me take Advil. My goodness. Okay, let me get these 2 little boogers out. Okay. But I don't want to take any more after this, because, Oh, your best friend Liz says, you're very brave. Thanks for sharing this experience with us. Hope you're back on your feet soon, literally. But there's been so many that have shared with me that they also have been putting off bunion surgery, and then surgeries in general that they've been nervous about. So, I'm happy to be super honest with y'all about things, and especially being on the weight loss medication. So many of y'all now told me that you started it because I was honest with you about it. And, you've used my link that's in my profile to get the $40 off and get started and have it mailed to you. So, I always want y'all to be able to ask me anything. And what works for me may not always work for someone else. But at this point, 6 days post bunion surgery, I am happy I did it, but there's still no way to say. I still am not out of the shoe. I'm not walking. I don't know what the pain is going to be. I don't know any of that. So I will basically see if my right foot, that is medically worse, actually, if that hurts, or if my doctor, when I go to the checkup next week, tells me, hey, this is only going to get worse. You've got to do it. So then I'll do that surgery also. If not, I'll freaking put off the right foot for as long as possible, because basically it's all pain related. I mean, the looks of people can fix their feet for the look of things, but basically it's a pain thing. You don't want to be in pain. So, Krista says, poor Sarah from Texas is turning into our medical guinea pig. I mean, I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing and what works for me. So yes. I don't think so. Sherry says, is Orlando just 100% theme parks and hotels? It is like Las Vegas. We have gone to Orlando many times for volleyball tournaments, for club volleyball tournaments. So it's a huge, lots of people go there for their jobs. They go there for conventions. They have a huge convention center. Like I said, we have gone there for indoor volleyball tournaments, for clubs. So when we've had those, we have also tacked on a Universal trip or a Disney trip, because shoot, if you pay the flights, you might as well, spend some fun time in Orlando, right? Yeah, there's lots. I've seen it a lot also on not House, the one with David, the lottery show. He lives in Orlando, loves it. So that guy David lives there. Krista says that Orlando has some very high-end food, so they got lots of food. Yeah, Bridget said, my cousin lives in Orlando and there's lots of residential areas. And Michael Riley lives there. So we could go visit Michael Riley. He could host us at his house for a luncheon. Exactly. Hey, Robin, she says, hi, chums. Are you on the airplane or no? Sometimes she's flying. Well, not flying, but she's a flight attendant. Can't say stewardess anymore, I guess. Sherry says, I only know what David Bromstead tells me. Exactly. By the way, I always love that y'all know each other or getting to know each other. I love that y'all chat with each other in comments. I hope some of y'all, if y'all are going to BravoCon, I'm still up in the air about BravoCon 2025, because for one, I'm not that excited about it yet. I've been known to change my mind and say, oh, in 2022, I'm going to take a year off. I won't go to well, as soon as 2023 was announced, I had my tickets. I was there. So I could change my mind for sure. But at this point, I am thinking I might not go. It is in November. If it just depends on all this surgery, how this goes also, because if I do the second foot, then that could be affecting that too. And clearly I'm going to be on my feet a lot of walking at BravoCon. So at the time, I'm just not that excited yet, but I don't know. Are you excited for BravoCon? Are you planning on it? Do you want to go? Spill it. D Dot says, let's spill some tea. What do you got? Or what's your question? Let me know. It could be weird. What does that mean? Krista says it could be weird and toxic by then too. Wait, BravoCon? I know. I don't know. Melissa's like, hi all. I'm a little bit late getting on. What's the gossip? We're talking Andy Cohen and now Jeff Lewis live. Okay, let's get into today's Jeff Lewis. Fortune Feimster was on with Doug Buden. Perfect combo, because I feel like Doug kind of tames everything, kind of gets, Jeff, under order and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't think so. Dana Maria says, do they ever do virtual tickets for BravoCon? I don't think so. But why am I thinking that they did? I don't know, to be honest with you. I've only been live in person twice, and the New York City one in 2022, and then the Las Vegas one in 2023. Tickets go on sale for BravoCon 2025. That is November something in Las Vegas for June 6th, and that is for the 3-day pass. So it could sell out. I don't know, but I don't feel like 2023 sold out. I don't know. 2022 sold out almost immediately. Probably because the delay in COVID, there was not one in 2020. There wasn't one in 2021. So yes, it's in Las Vegas again. I feel like it's November something, but like I've got it in the Facebook group. I always put events like that in the Facebook group because I want people that are going to want to go. It is Friday, November 14th to Sunday, November 16th. So basically, most people, unless they live there, would fly up the Thursday before and fly home that Monday morning, which is what I've always done. So it ends up being a 5-day trip. I mean, it adds up, but I've certainly made it doable with not going out to fancy dinners all the time and not, buying brand new clothes for everything. But, that is part of the fun of a vacation too. So I can't wait to start Mormon Wives. And D. Dot says, love Mormon Wives. I'm just waiting till I have a little more time. And I wasn't, sleeping as much with the surgery and everything. So I could watch it, but I do want to watch that. But basically somebody called into Andy Cohen today and asked them about if they were watching it. They kind of poo-pooed it. But also Andy Cohen was like, I've got enough wives in my lives. I don't need anyone else. And John was like, who has time for that? And I'm like, are y'all saying this just because it's on Hulu? Like, what are we talking about? Like, we can watch other shows, but it's similar, but not the same. I mean, did they think nobody was ever going to make a show that was similar to the Housewives? I mean, I feel like, it's all reality TV. So I think so too. I love New York City. Sherry says, if it was New York City, it'd be better. I think so too. It's a lot of crowds. Sandy says, I don't like crowds, so it's a big no for me. I'll listen to you talk about it. It's definitely a lot of crowds. And even though they thought BravoCon in Las Vegas was going to be smaller, I didn't really feel that way. I think the one thing that's getting to me is included, at least what I've seen so far in the VIP ticket. Maybe they're going to have VVIP. I don't remember. I think I had VVIP. I can't even remember what they. I might be getting that mixed up with Jeff Lewis shows. I think Andy Cohen just had general and then VIP, but I could be wrong. But they had this VIP cocktail lounge. It was huge that you could go. I mean, coffee tables, chairs, couches, step and repeats for people to come in and take pictures of us. All the Bravo celebrities came in at different times. You didn't really know when they were coming in. You just happened to be in there and somebody would text me and say, oh, I'm just making up a name. Sonia Morgan is here. And then I would rush over there if I could. But it was a lot. And now I'm hearing that they're not even having that. So that part is kind of annoying. So, well, and also Ryan Bailey with It's So Bad, It's Good. Ryan Bailey podcast had all the Mormon wives on his show last week. So that's a really good get. Sandy says Nick Vial has been interviewing the Mormon wives. Bridget says maybe we should do an SFT get together the same weekend and just say fuck it to BravoCon. Oh my gosh. Well, goodness. But I mean, our audience clearly is Bravo, Jeff Lewis Live, reality TV. So there'd be probably a lot of people that might be wanting to go to both. If anything, I would say we would do it in the same city, and just people that wanted to go to BravoCon. And then in the evenings, or, it kind of dies out around 5:00 if they keep the similar schedule they've done. And then people start going to dinner or going to the evening, watch What Happens Live. They go to other shows, like Heather McDonald would usually do a live show. Amy Phillips would do a live show. Usually John Hill has done live shows. A lot of people make it worthwhile for people that have their same audience to go ahead and do a live event during BravoCon, because then they sell out and it kind of, people are already in that city. I mean, I met one of the best people ever from walking down the street. She was just going to the Heather McDonald show. My friend and I were walking around the same streets of Las Vegas, and I just made small talk with her, and now I adore her. So Shout out, you know who you are. Anyway, so I know Melissa says Bravo has gotten stale. Man, D. Dot, yes, F BravoCon. Man, y'all are anti BravoCon. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever really got into it. Unless Summer House is the show that right years ago, right after Vanderpump Rules was over, they just went into it after a commercial break, and all of a sudden, like Stassi and these other people we didn't know were in a hot tub with people. Is that Summer House? Because if so, then because then it from there became Southern Charm and then Southern Hospitality. So I did watch Summer House for a few seasons because they really got you in with just kind of how the Valley did, where it's Vanderpump Rules, then all of a sudden the Valley was on and you just started watching it. Lisa in Kentucky says Summer House is getting so old to me. I like maybe half the people in the house. I mean, there's only so much I can watch. Oh, Cecile says, yes, Lisa, I don't see it lasting much longer. Once Lindsay's gone, I'll quit watching it. Is she moving? I feel like she posted or something that she's moving. Oh, they set up all the relationships, Krista says. Yeah, if you can tell that it's all fake and I know. Well, Sherry says Summer House is great. Melissa says these are late 30s and 40-year-olds partying like kids. Stupid Summer House. Louise likes Summer House. Oh, she's just moving apartments. Okay. Bridget said, my mom loves Summer and Winter House. I've never gone down those rabbit holes. I love that your mom loves them though. Like I sort of love that for her. Well, do we think Roni is coming back? I don't know what's going on with Roni. And what do we think of this alleged confirmation that Delores and Paulie broke up, but also that Delores is moving to Rhode Island to be part of Real Housewives of Rhode Island? She's saying, yeah, I'm friends with some of those people. I'm like, okay, you can be friends with some of them, but you don't have to go on the new show. Like, let it be a whole new show. I feel like they're baiting us with trying to get people that are like OGs on a show. I don't know. Don't love it. It's like having Sheena Shea go on a walk with Michelle on the Valley. I'm like, I don't need you. I've already seen you on TV. Louise says, I think Lindsay is going to Roni. I've definitely heard talks of that too. I don't know. She's still with her fiance, the boy's dad, the baby. Is the girl? She had a girl, right? Yeah, she had a girl. I don't know. Is it that different? I mean, somebody said that it's very similar, which I kind of thought New Jersey and Rhode Island would be very different, but that's like everyone saying that, Texans walk around with cowboy boots and a cowgirl hat every day. I mean, in a Ford F-50, not everyone does. Like there's still Range Rovers and Hyundais and Teslas and Jeeps and, all the things here in Texas. Bridget says, no way would Dolores go to Rhode Island. She is so New Jersey. I just feel like, even though her kids are adults, she's very plugged in with her 2 adult children. She has a lot of friends there. Like, I don't know. Oh, really? Well, that's just not even a reboot. That's just a rename of the same audience, of the same cast. Kimberly J says they're saying that Lindsay, Paige, and Amanda Batula are in line for Roni and Sierra. Ew, I don't know. And is anyone else shocked that Amanda is still married to Kyle? Like, I thought they were long over. Like, I just don't see them. They never seem to be happy when they're on Watch What Happens Live. Oh, Bridget says it's very different in my opinion, and I will be there this weekend. I go all the time. Yeah. How does Lindsay get her money besides being on TV? Like, what is her career? Besides, obviously, I'm sure she's an influencer. Melissa said Lindsay just moved into a massive new apartment in New York. Wow, good for her. I don't think they're going to talk about it. Didn't they talk about her recently needing tutoring, and they were going back and forth about doing it at the school or doing it, having a private tutor come to the house? Krista says, anyone heard about what Monroe is doing this summer? Is she going to camps and tutoring? I worry about that kid. He did sort of say something. Oh, Amanda seems depressed, Sherry says. I think that's just her personality. Who's Jet? Heather says, remember that Jet had said that Delores had caught Paulie cheating. I also heard that Delores had emergency cardiac surgery recently. Oh, yeah, we did talk about all that stuff the other day. Oh, Lindsay, she does PR marketing. Okay. I think, no, he's definitely said they're coming back and they're casting for it. They had just met with 10 new people. I just think, why bring on all these people from other shows if that's just going to be the same show, but as Roni? Like, why would we just not keep watching the other? It's like if Jeff Lewis stops and goes on a podcast, it's the same show. I guess it's like when Kardashians tried to act like, oh, they were so sad. We were retiring after 20 years with E! News, and all these producers and camera guys have, been with our families for so long. And then the next week they announced they were going to Hulu. And I'm like, you're not retiring. You're just going to Hulu. That really pissed me off. And I never watched it since. So, I love that, especially in lieu. And we will chat about what Carney said about Mental Health Month. And I think that's this month. I feel like May is Mental Health Month because I feel like I've seen stuff. May Mental Health Awareness 2025. So May 1st through May 31st is Mental Health Awareness Month. What was I going to read? Louise says, Amanda said that she's on antidepressants and doing better. I love that for her. And I love that she's able to be honest about it. She doesn't have to be. Melissa says, my 24-year-old twin boys are over that kind of partying. They said we did that with our frats in college. I know. Even my 21-year-old today, my husband's going to Costco for us after work. And I was giving him a list. And also Sarah in London, I had him get flowers. And I said, those are courtesy of you. Thank you for the YouTube super sticker. And my 21-year-old said, ooh, I'm going to go with him. And my other daughter said, why do you want to go to Costco? And she goes, because that's what you do. She goes, you grow up, you get a job, and you go to Costco because it's exciting. And I was like, yes, like that's the kind of excitement I want my kids to have. I love it. AUS Fly Girl says, I read Delores will rent a summer house in Rhode Island and tie into the new show as a friend. She has a pre-existing friendship. Thank you, Kelly, for giving me a YouTube sticker. Thank you. I appreciate it. Where did it go? It's always being weird. There it is. You're so sweet. New Jersey, Annie says, New Jersey and Rhode Island are very different. New Jersey, I grew up in New Jersey and moved to Mystic, Connecticut, which is not far from Westerly, Rhode Island, two different worlds. I mean, I feel like she's done okay. Y'all are saying that you feel like Delores just can't catch a break when it comes to men. I mean, I don't know. Thank you, Kelly. Okay. Fortune Feimster. It starts off, they were talking about Zach Noe Towers. I guess he had just done his live special a week or so ago, and Jeff went to it. He said lots of chumps went to it. Shane had to cancel last minute, but they did go. Well, I have not seen Zach Noe Towers. I've seen Zach Noe Towers as a comedian and as a headliner in Houston, and I've seen Fortune Feimster as a headliner in, I feel like it was Irvine, or I don't know. It was one of those comedian places. And it might have been no, this was a different place that Jeff's was at. No, maybe it was the same. I literally cannot remember. But I've seen them both, but I have not seen a show with Zach Noe Towers opening for Fortune Feimster. So, I know that was interesting. We'll chat about that in a second. But Jeff did give him a compliment and actually texted Zach Noe Towers and said, look, great job. You were super funny. I'm so proud of you. And I loved Zach's comeback with like, I know this was painful to write, which makes it even more better, which I thought was very sweet. Diane says, I didn't know that Jeff stayed in contact with a chiropractor from Chicago, Dr. James Judge. He never told us how that relationship ended. He never said anything, but I looked up at one point because somebody told me that he had unfollowed Jeff, and he had. I don't know where they're at now. I haven't looked it up. So, but anyways, but apparently they're on good enough terms for him to have texted him and asked him what that place was that helped his mom with her cancer. So in regards to that, they start off joking immediately calling her Misfortune. And she's like, Jeff, why do you got to go to that? She's like, yes, there is a lot going on right now. And then she called it, my mom has incurable cancer and it's in her bile duct. And the reason they reached out is because it's in such a specific place. They wanted any and all help that they can get. So if anyone has ever been through an illness or a very specific situation or anything, I think all of us look to people and recommendations and what helped and support groups and doctor recommendations to help. So I sort of love that Jeff instantly thought of this guy that he dated for a while's mom and said, let me reach out and see where he is, because his mom is doing really well. And she had tried all these other conventional medicines and nothing worked. So I thought it was very sweet. Kim says, I feel so much fear for Fortune. Her mom has the same cancer that my mom had. She died so hard from it. It's been 10 years now, and I will never get that out of my head. My heart goes out to them. I'm so sorry, Kim. Trust me. My dad had cancer for 15 months. My mom had it for 3.5 years. It's a hard way to, because the treatments are terrible. The treatments are painful. They're terrible. They have side effects. It's a whole thing here. Any kind of a cancer like that, and lots of medical issues are like that. Mariah says, I had no idea Fortune was getting a divorce. I must be living under a rock. Are you not in the Facebook group? And we've talked about it several times here. I'm sure she's devastated, obviously including her mom, but at least she's distracting herself with work, which is a lot of work. I mean, she is really working a lot. I knew she had the podcast. I knew that was like 3 or 4 days a week on the comedy channel on SiriusXM. She also has another one called Handsome. Then she's doing season 2 of Fubo, which is like a TV show with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's doing a couple of movies. She's on tour. I mean, she's coming on Jeff Lewis. I mean, her mom's got cancer in a different state. I mean, I think Fortune Feimster lives in California and her mom lives in North Carolina. So, it's not super quick to just jump over there and stuff. So yes, Sandy says, I went through chemo and radiation last year. It was awful. Yeah. I'm so sorry. She did not. Louise says, did Fortune talk about her divorce? She did not, which somebody brought up in a DM to me that she had just done a or maybe on the Facebook group, sorry, that she had just done a podcast called something. I don't remember what it was called. And she was talking about, like, if she had a child, she would want her wife to have it. And she definitely wasn't saying anything about that. So I was like, well, I wonder when they filmed that, because she definitely. So this person on the Facebook group says, has she confirmed the divorce? Fortune was on Tiger Belly last week, and she said she would hate to be back out there dating. Instead, if she had a child, she would like it to be her wife's, but they have no plans for kids. Trust me. And I said, trust. If it wasn't true, she'd have explained it, I assume. I wonder when the interview was done for that, because I don't feel like she knows it's on TMZ. Plus on TMZ, I think it said Fortune confirmed. So I think they reached out. It wasn't like a whatever. And I don't think she wants kids. Krista says Fortune can't handle a child. She's gone on the road all the time. I think there's plenty of people, whether it's in the entertainment business or business world or whatever reason people travel, that have kids and, they're raised by other people or lots of help, whatever. And, whatever, some successful, some not. But I don't think she wants children is the thing, which, Bridget said, I did notice that Jax commented on the post that Fortune did explaining about her mom's cancer, wishing her well. So it can't be a horrible divorce. Otherwise, they would have unfollowed each other. Oh, that's good to know. That is a big thing, because that's a big thing to post publicly, because a lot of people don't do that for sure. So anyways, but she didn't deny it. They were joking about her dating. They were joking about her switching to men. I mean, if she wasn't, saying, the divorce is true, she would have been like, why are y'all talking about this? I'm married. Oh, forget that TMZ report. Forget that. Da, da, da. I mean, I think she would have been honest with Jeff for sure. But, you know, she just kind of went with it. She was very easy peasy, her normal, you know, personality. She kind of went with it, but she did let, you know, Jeff know if he stepped over the line. Jeff, or somehow we learned that Doug had an Instagram video date last week that lasted about 20 minutes. So he had not told us about that. And when they said that it had, that he was, that they had talked about it before, I was like, no, he hasn't. And Shane was like, no, we haven't talked about this yet. Of course, Jeff brought up this American flag ritual, I guess you will, of Doug. Doug does know a lot about a lot of things. And he kind of downplays it and will say, well, I know a little bit about a lot of things. I'm like, you know a lot of details about a lot of different things. It's fascinating to me. I felt like he could have done a 30-minute podcast on the American flag, you know, when to raise it, when to lower it, the illumination, what's the legal rules, what's just being respectful to the American flag. He let me know that, you know, you're supposed to take it down at sunset. You can wash it, okay, with a in the washing machine, that it's okay to do that. He was very respectful and excited that he can now bring it out once Memorial Day hits this weekend, and then he'll take it down Labor Day, because now he's got a light that will shine directly on the American flags. I thought it was fascinating. Melissa says, now bearing marriage. Y'all were talking about, Melissa said something about she was engaged years ago, and it broke up their engagement because the guy traveled so much for work. She says, now being married 31 years in June, I wish he would go on the road. Yeah, exactly. In all love and kindness, right? That's a joke. Kay Kitty says, Lisa, how nice of you to buy a gift for your ex. My favorite is actually the Vornado fan. I have like 8 of them in my apartment. Lisa's buying a gift for their ex? Lisa in Kentucky? I mean, he does live right down the store. I have 3 and I bought one for my ex-husband. What did I miss? I don't know what y'all missed. What y'all are buying? Fans? Anyways. What's smoke and mirrors, Doug? I do cringe. I guess I've met him so many times. Doug is someone I don't want to think about being a sexual being. And when he said that to Annie, he was like, I am a sexual being, Annie. And I was like, I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about the lube. I don't want to think about the hand. I don't want to think about the whatever they're going to use in Las Vegas on this upcoming trip with Inferior, which they keep talking about that. And Ryan, I thought, handled it very well. So this Interior influencer event is coming up. They know, Doug already knows where it's going to be, everything about the Wynn Hotel, the Encore at the Wynn, the food they serve, the TVs they have, the thread count. I mean, it was fascinating that they just learned which hotel they're going to be in last night, and he already knows all of this. So I thought it was fascinating. Nut Fan says the children thing should be the top issue that every LGBT plus couple should straighten out in the first place. Oh, if they want to have kids. Well, I would say every couple. I mean, every couple, because I don't think you should be talked into having kids, or more than one, or 5 versus 1 for anyone. I think that is a huge decision. And I feel like that's very, you know, love that. Oh, wait, did Kay Kitty put up a picture? Yeah, she did. Cute picture, Kay Kitty. Y'all, I hope everyone puts up a good picture of them. Not well, good in your eyes, picture of yourself on the YouTube profile, because it's always good to see what everyone looks like. Okay, Doug, Jeff's house. I think it's going to be ready soon, but they're still doing touch-up paint. He's adding Roman decor, some kind of different way. He's adding something to his walls in the public areas. And then he's got 9 bathrooms that just got finished. So it's crazy that this house has been so long. Like, I literally think, I don't know. I think he likes the project. I think this is probably one of the longer times he's lived in a house, which he ended up buying, which was the rental house that he ended up buying. So, Oh, Katrina says, Sarah, where do you inject your weight loss medicine? So I do on every other week, I do every other side of my belly button, about 2 inches out. And my husband keeps track if I do left or right side for me. He does it all for me. And one thing that surprised me is Doug has had a car lease, and it's been the same price for like 12 to 15 years. I didn't even know. I don't know if this is a California thing, if this is because everything costs so much in California, but I didn't think anyone could have the same price of a car note. Now, I get owning is very different than leasing, but even leases I thought would have gone up in the last 12 to 15 years. He said he's had the exact same price. I mean, it seems like just yesterday he got this new lease, but he says it's always been an Audi, whatever the kind he said it was. I'm just shocked. Like, I guess I would want something different. I understand. I mean, I owned 3 different Honda Odyssey minivans, so I understand not wanting change and what works for you, but we also had little kids, and that was the basis. That's still the reason I have a Suburban, not for little kids, but just for fitting a bunch of stuff when we all 7 go somewhere, or if it's 5 of us and we want extra space, or if we bring friends, if we're packing up, it's just so much easier to have one big car for everybody. And so anyways, I'm just shocked he doesn't want something new. Just if he's literally had the same cars, just the newer version of it for the last 12 to 15 years. Wait, what? We got a birthday in the house, chumpettes. Rita May says, it's my birthday today, 81 years young. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy birthday. What's the Chili song? From all the Chili's crew, happy, happy birthday. We wish the best for you. Hey, I'm making that up, but I love whenever people call in. And then Jeff got tired of people calling in. I'm like, well, people are excited. They want Shane to sing the Chili song for. No, it was who was singing it? I feel like it was Jameson that worked at Chili's, right? And had all those buttons or whatever it was. Y'all wish Rita May a happy 81st birthday. Wow, that's crazy. Kimberly J says, I've negotiated my lease for under $300 for the last 14 years. Currently $238. Wow. Okay, now I guess I see why people lease. That is much lower than buying, especially if you're not putting down a big, huge down payment. Because cars are so, and repairs, oh my gosh. Repairs are so crazy. And cars are not lasting like they used to. Tires are not lasting like they used to. Normal people, mechanics can't fix a simple car anymore because you'll have to take it to the dealership because they've got all these different, oh, that's a code. We have to, a dealership has to fix that. It's so freaking annoying. Okay, on the second hour was Carney Wilson and Ryan Bailey. Really, Jeff came at Carney about the kitchen deal, and I get it. Carney is posting a lot. Jeff doesn't feel like the price they're saying her remodel should have cost is accurate. He's like, they've inflated that number. That's not true. I think he's just being protective of Carney. And I think she realized that. But at some point she was like, look, I'm happy with the deal. And at the end of the day, let them, because that's really all that matters. If I am getting X amount off this deal, and I'm also promoting the girl flip, who's the contractors that she's using, that she's come to love and adore. She really wants to promote them, the female aspect of it all. She's having fun with them. Let them. Like, it's her money at the end of the day. But I think it's hard for Jeff because he doesn't want to see her get taken advantage of. And he also knows she's admittedly not the best with money. Like, she literally is a grown-ass woman that has to have Doug hold her debit card so she won't spend too much on gambling. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, amen. Christina says, bring back the 70s metal cars that you can fix with a hammer, a screwdriver, and a wrench. Exactly. Seeing as how I just replaced my bumper for the 4th time on the back. $1,600. Crazy. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Katrina says, I lease because I work from home and I don't drive a ton. That makes sense, because I know that's part of the thing with leasing is you get these mileages and then people have to go over them, right? So anyways, I thought she held her own. I also thought Ryan held his own. I love that he's getting healthier. I don't notice in the picture. Let me see if he's losing weight or anything, but I guess he is having some health issues, and he was ready to get that taken care of and better for him. So let's look up Jeff Lewis's picture. See the blazer that they were talking about. The blazer heard round the world. Okay, here's the blazer. Here's the coffee picture for today. See if I can make it bigger. There's Carney kind of hiding out from underneath him. Shane, I guess it's a simple, I don't know, it looks like a linen, maybe, if I had to guess. Blazer. Yeah, he looks nice. He's really nice. I've met him a couple of times. He really is a nice guy. I like her shirt too. I like Carney's shirt over these jeans too. It's like an embroidered flower. Kind of love that. Anyways, I thought it was cute. Oh, Teresa's trying to buy land and she can't tell you how hard it is. Who knew? Why? Does it get sold out from underneath you, or they drive up I don't understand. I've never bought just land, I don't think. Except when we built a house. I guess technically you buy the land and then you buy the house on it, but we did it all at once, so it wasn't a different thing. Carney brings up this connectingwithcarney.com, which is perfect for May Mental Health Month. She has been very open and honest. She said, maybe I should be more honest about my family's history of depression and mental health on both sides. So this is, it's a paid deal, which Jeff let everybody know. And she's like, yes, but not everything's about money. But basically it's something where with connectingwithcarney.com, she can talk to patients that might be having this side effect called TD that is from some of these mental health drugs that people need to live a healthier, happier life. So I thought it was very good. She held her own. She is very appreciative for Jeff helping her with things like tell her no on backsplash or no on, hardware, no on, they're going to look at fabric today for this window over the kitchen sink. So I sort of love that. I kind of like their friendship, but I did say in the beginning, it was getting to be a little much when she was on like every week. I think now she's on maybe every 2.5 weeks. We need all of these people to go out and live so we can, you know what I mean? Oh, I agree. Lisa says, I will get her good when we're sitting in the second row for Matt Matthews, May 31st. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. D dot for sure. Mental health is a serious topic that we all don't talk enough about. I mean, that's the one benefit that came out of the pandemic is I feel like more people started talking about mental health and it's not as whatever, but I can tell you if the local Facebook groups that I'm sure a lot of us are in for our neighborhoods, anytime somebody's asking about a recommendation for a mental health counselor or a doctor, they often do it anonymously because of the stigma, if you will, that the fact that people don't feel like they can be honest about it. So Krista says, I got it. Try to finance through a friend. That might be easier and they can pick up a small fee on their cash. You're talking about buying. Yes, May is Mental Health Month. Yeah. Melissa says they have nothing to say when they're on every week. Yeah. And it's like, I thought today was really good. I do think when it just kind of flows and just kind of, we just hear the conversations, I thought it was really good. Lisa says, my son called me Mrs. Doubtfire and my friend thought it was hilarious and sent me things about Mrs. Doubtfire and looking just like her. Oh, that's a compliment because that is such a good movie with, what's his face? R.I.P. I know. Melissa says, I really do miss a lot of the chumps that Jeff cut off. I know. Speaking of cut off, it is 4:00, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining live. If you were listening on the replay, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure to comment along. I would very much appreciate it all. If you're listening as a podcast, make sure you scroll down and find that 5-star rating and review. And make sure you're in the Facebook group, Sarah from Texas, because we love chatting about lots of different stuff. Thank you. Libby says, I've missed everyone this week. Hope you're feeling well, Sarah, and happy birthday to someone cool. Was it Maggie? No, I had the name wrong. She's 81. My middle son graduated from North Atlanta High School today. Oh, congratulations. Oh my gosh, whose birthday was it? I've already forgotten. I'm trying to scroll back. To Rita. Thank you, Rita May. I was saying Maggie. Anyways. Okay. I will see y'all tomorrow. Same place, same time, 4 o'clock Eastern. Bye, chumpettes.